All right, so as I said, I have a lot of exposition to get through in this first episode, so just you're going to listen to me talk probably for a while, so just sit back and relax for a little bit, but feel free to chime in when you feel like you need to.
Do we need to take? Should we take notes?
I can post this later if you want. So you guys are attending the induction ceremony for the Knights of Victoria for new members, and you are the new members that are being inducted this evening. The ceremony itself takes place in Parliament at midnight. Each of you have endured 1 year of training by your mentor, who is retiring at this very same ceremony. Your mentors served a total of 15 years before they were retired. And at the end of that time, they are assigned a protege to take their place. And you are said proteges. The master of ceremonies for this evening's process is Herbert Henry Asquith, H.H. Asquith, the first Earl of Oxford, Liberal Prime Minister of Avalon. There is much pomp and circumstance that surrounds this particular ceremony, as it only occurs once per year, and you are the new inductees this year. The Honorable H.H. Asquith takes the stand and greets the crowd. Good evening, fine gentlemen and ladies of the great land of Avalon. May the memory of our great Queen Victoria shine steadfast in your hearts on this great evening of celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our once and former Queen and the great leader of our nation, King Edward VII, I welcome each and every one of you to the induction ceremony of Her Majesty's Secret Service, the Knights of Victoria. On behalf of the men and women who are a part of this great service, I express our extreme pleasure at your presence at this ceremony. Each of these inductees have endured 365 days of training in preparation for this night. Membership in the Knights of Victoria is one of the greatest honors to be bestowed upon a citizen of Avalon. You are about to become a part of one of this world's most selective and secret organizations. With your membership in this institution, you pledge both life and limb to the protection and betterment of the continent of Avalon. The Knights of Victoria rose in the aftermath of the Great Awakening and began as a dream of our great Mother Queen, at first to combat the forces of magic, but eventually to embrace this new gift bestowed upon our land, integrating this ancient art with the industrial revolution of which our great country stood at the forefront. Inductees, at this time, I ask that you please rise and repeat after me the oath of the Knights of Victoria. I state your name, do sincerely promise and swear.
I, Bendigo Jack.
You can repeat if you like.
Do sincerely promise and swear. Oh, you said rise, mate, sorry.
That I will be faithful.
So I will be faithful.
And bear true allegiance to His Majesty.
And bear true allegiance to His Majesty.
King Edward VII.
King Edward VII.
And the memory of our great Mother Queen Victoria.
Great Mother Queen Victoria.
In the memory of our great Mother Queen Victoria.
I will defend and protect my country in the service of the Knights of Victoria, to the utmost of my power, against all conspiracies and attempts, which shall be made against Avalon crown or dignity. I will do my utmost to endeavor to disclose and make known to his majesty, his heirs and successors, all treasons and traitorous conspiracies which may be formed against him or them. I do faithfully promise to maintain, support, and defend, to the utmost of my power, the succession of the crown. I hereby solemnly profess that I do make this declaration in the plain and ordinary sense of the words of this oath, without any evasion, equivocation, or mental reservation whatsoever. This I do swear in the name of our great Queen Mother. And at this time, he calls each of you forward to present the Queen's emblem. Fellow knight, wear this emblem with pride and close to your breast, for it represents your membership in Her Majesty's most distinguished organization. With the acceptance of this emblem, you do hereby pledge your very life to the people of Avalon. In the name of our great Queen Mother, I hereby bestow upon you this great honor, membership in the Knights of Victoria. And he repeats that process with each one of you and pins this medal on your chest. And if you have already noticed on roll 20, the bennies that you are in possession of, that is your emblem of the Knights of Victoria, that gear-shaped item that you see there. And over the next few minutes, as the ceremony begins to wind down, the mentors will eventually introduce you to the gentleman who will be your handler for your at least first year of membership in the Knights of Victoria. He's a short, stocky, befreckled redhead that looks younger than he likely is. Evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to the Athenaeum. My name is Sir Jack Dawkins. Some of you may know me from your history books as the one formerly referred to as the Artful Dodger, a former street rat under the employ of a crime ring of orphans led by the man known as Fagin, who was hanged some 20-odd years ago. I was shown mercy by the courts and sent away to the prison state of Australia, where I saw the error of my ways, reformed and dedicated my life to the country that forced rehabilitation upon me. And now you have been given unto my care. If you'll follow me, I'll give you the 6-pence tour. He walks from the grand hall, which you see right here. This is where the big induction ceremony has taken place up until this point. And then begins to walk you down this aisle towards the boardroom and the Justicar's chambers and ministers' chambers. And on the way there, you are formally introduced to the Lord Magistrate himself, Sherlock Holmes. He greets you all. Welcome and congratulations, ladies, gentlemen. Charlie. Your mentors all speak highly of your performance, and I look forward to the opportunity to meet with you after your first investigation. Each of you have big shoes to fill, but I am confident that your mentors have made the right decision in your training and your selection for Queen and Country. And he takes his leave and then begins to mingle amongst the crowd as you guys continue your tour of the facility. Dawkins speaks up as you enter into this area here around the chambers. It's an area that many refer to as the network. Just next to the Great Hall, here's the network. This area is separated into 3 chambers, an area for the junior members, the senior members, and the Justicars. You all, of course, will have desks in the junior members section, and my desk is located in the senior members chamber. The Justicar ranking is the highest honor that can be bestowed upon a knight, and is reserved for individuals that have dedicated at least a decade of service and proven themselves worthy of the title with a plethora of solved cases. Just across from the network are a series of meeting rooms and study halls that you may use as needed. The boardroom here, however, must be reserved by a senior member such as myself. A little further up the hallway is, of course, the area in which you arrived for this evening's activities. And just at the base of the stairs of is the conference room, which will be made available to us when needed for a briefing. The library is here on the left, and Professor von Helsing is the curator of the extensive library we have at our disposal. And I'll share the screen here. Give me just one moment. There's lovely Jack Dawkins right there. And Sherlock Holmes. And then now we have Professor von Helsing. This long room houses thousands of books, and it's sectioned off into 6 areas, each 2 stories tall with a balcony level accessed by ornate rolling ladders. There's a study area in the center with a series of long desks with green lamps on each table. There are beautiful oriental carpets lining the floor, but the walls have no space for decor as there is nothing but bookshelves as far as the eye can see. Dawkins introduces you to Professor von Helsing, who rolls up to you on a motorized wheelchair. Welcome, recruits. What a pleasure it is to meet you, one and all. I am at your disposal if you are ever in need of literature for your investigations. I have a vast array of tomes on the occult and the supernatural, and I am at your service at any point during your investigations. If it cannot be found in one of my books, it likely does not exist. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Please make yourselves at home. And after you guys have a little bit of time to kind of peruse the library, Dawkins ushers you out into this area about right in here. And he says, just across from the library, as we exit through the main doors, are our collection of laboratories. The alchemy lab is overseen by the brothers Gabriel and Caleb Jones. Here, there's Gabriel, and there's Caleb. And the chemistry lab is governed by Dr. Henry Jekyll, whom you'll meet later in our tour. As we head down the hall, you will see the round table here. This particular area is reserved for briefing of investigations of high importance, and a member of the Justicars will oversee meetings at this table. Just beyond are the Research and Development Lab and our Magic Lab. R&D is run by a pair of American inventors. They are a quirky pair and a bit of a yin-yang in personality. But they have developed a massive amount of technology for us to use in the field. Come, let me introduce you. We will meet the Masters of Magic when we explore the West Wing. So he takes you into the R&D lab, and as soon as you enter, a red-headed, goateed man in grimy work clothes rushes over with a wrench in one hand and a screwdriver in the other. And whoever happens to be in the lead, he nearly stabs you with the screwdriver as he extends his hand for a hearty handshake, and then looks at it, realizing he still has that screwdriver in his hand, and tosses it over his shoulder. Hey there, fellas, ladies. Oh, wow. So nice to meet you. Folks around here call me Savage. Not really sure why. I'm actually pretty nice. Welcome to the Inner Sanctum. Glad to have you. Walrus, hey, look, new recruits. The man in the other corner of the room looks up, nods, and then just gets back to work. Now, the Walrus is a man of many words once you get him talking, but don't get him talking. Hey, I see we have a couple of mechanics in the bunch. Mikasa, Sukasa, you know what I'm saying? Anything you need, you just let me know. Come and see me if you need to check out any tech. We got ghost catchers, spectral enhancers, magic detectors, you name it. All you got to do is just fill out the proper paperwork and come to me with a request. I run it by the powers that be, and then it's yours for the duration of the investigation. Great to have you on board. I got to get back to work. Don't want to upset the Walrus. Cuckoo, cuckoo. After that, Dawkins heads back out into the area of the round table out here, and leads you back up to the main hallway to these two offices here and here.
Quick question. All the stuff you're showing us, how do I see that?
Oh, it's in roll 20. Should be on, are you on the map there?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm pressing in the areas, there should be like a little purple circle that's appearing up there. Do you see it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yep, okay. I'm following. Sorry.
Everybody been following that, or? Okay. Yeah, I forgot, Mike, you weren't part of the Roll20 stuff that we did with the Marvel game, so you kind of got to get used to this, don't you?
Cool.
Heading back the way we came, I'll take you to the Arcane Library and Reliquary to meet a few of our magic and occult specialists. And I think I forgot to show you, I gave you Savage, but there's the Walrus. And if you all haven't figured it out, that is the Mythbusters. So this is, first we have the offices and quarters of our two master magicians, Avalon's greatest illusionist, Alexander Herman, and Master Qingling Fu from China. These gentlemen are the pair that look after the magic lab from where we just came from, across from R&D. Herman is ever the showman, while Master Fu is more of a, well, shall I say, tranquil recluse. Depending on your particular provocation, you may be more at ease with one over the other. Elder Ichabod Crane, another transplant from the States, is the head of the Arcane Library, and he has partnered with the curator of the reliquary, Lord Griffin Croft, a world-renowned archaeologist and collector. There's Croft. These two gentlemen are whom you will need to visit when acquiring mystical or holy artifacts and magical tomes. They must be checked in either by Elder Crane or Lord Croft to determine the matter of housing the items or to see if they need to be destroyed. On rare occasions, Lord Croft may grant permission for use of an item in his possession. Much like Van Helsing's lab, the Arcane Library is broken into sections, 2 stories tall, accessible by ladders. The mood is a bit darker in this room, and it's decorated in more of a Gothic style with purple carpets and looming tapestries. The reliquary, which is at the very tail end, I gotta move my map a little bit, right in here. The reliquary is a room filled with artifacts from across the globe, concealed behind thick walls of glass. There's a large iron safe-like door right here that closes off the back room. likely where the more dangerous items are housed away from prying eyes. Master Fu shares usage of the dojo, seen here, with the magistrate of the Assassins Guild, Alice Liddell. And we see her here. You may reserve time for the dojo at your convenience. Magistrate Liddell's office is located just down the way, which is right here in the Assassin's Guild, and she is seen by appointment only. And then he walks you just a little bit further down towards the Steam Lab and the Armory in this area here and here. This area of the West Wing is also home to the Armory and Steam Lab, which are overseen by Sir John Merrick. Mr. Merrick is whom you will see to check out any battle-ready equipment or field missions that may require higher firepower. Mr. Merrick may have an imposing demeanor, but rest assured, he is truly one of the most kind and gentle souls you will ever meet. Ah, well, here he comes now. And as he says that, you hear this gigantic metallic clanking sound coming from down the hallway, and this enormous armored figure that takes up pretty much the entire hallway is approaching you. John Merrick speaks slowly and with effort and has a little bit of a metallic twang to his voice.
Mr. Dawkins, I see that you are showing your new recruits around the facility. I bid you all welcome to these hallowed halls. It is a great pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Sir John Merrick, and I am at your service. Please come with me. I will show you around the armory.
Merrick clanks over to the entrance of the armory and places his large metal hand on a glass panel on the wall, and the doors to the armory slide open with a burst of steam. The room is split into 3 rows of tall metal shelves where all manner of weapons of destruction can be found, categorized by hand-to-hand weapons, pistols, long guns, and heavy weapons. You've never seen the likes of some of the weapons contained within these walls.
Much like the equipment found in research and development and the reliquary, one must have proper clearance and paperwork to utilize the weapons found in this room. If your personal equipment needs repair, you are free to use my Steam Lab or request a repair from me personally, and I will see to it that my technicians make haste in returning it to you. I have also set up a firing range here behind the armory for use by the knights that can withstand nearly any weapon found in the armory. Welcome to you all. I look forward to getting to know your needs as we work together for the safety of Avalon.
Dawkins continues the tour and leads you down the steps through some locked doors in this area here into the medical wing and asylum. We will round out our tour of the facility in the asylum. This area is under the watch of Dr. Henry Jekyll, the gentleman I mentioned earlier. Dr. Jekyll is one of Avalon's most respected scientists and is committed to researching both the human mind and what makes supernatural minds tick as well. Here in the medical wing, you will find the infirmary, right there, as well as the morgue. Both of these, sadly, will become areas that you will become all too familiar with. Hopefully, you will only have to visit the latter during an investigation, not as the result of a failed encounter. The asylum proper is where we will bring our culprits. Accessible from a street entrance behind Parliament, away from prying eyes. Here is where interrogations can take place, and where prisoners will be brought for processing. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Henry Jekyll. Welcome, recruits. A pleasure, I'm sure. The asylum is the most sophisticated medical laboratory of its kind, dedicated to the science both of the human and supernatural psyche. To understand the workings of the human mind is the basis by which we may comprehend the incomprehensible. In these halls, I take in the wretched and the damned, those that cannot coincide with mankind, be they man or beast. Once I feel rehabilitation has been achieved to the best of my ability, the patients are moved to one of two off-site facilities. The meek are transferred to the New Manor Hospital, while the more violent offenders are placed in Bedlam. I have a team of caretakers whom I share this duty with, but ultimately our poor unfortunate souls' fates are left to me and a final diagnosis. Some of our patients have been with us for years, with rehabilitation still ongoing. The mind is a tricky business. You will bring any individual needing care to me through the back entrance, and I will see to it that they receive the care that they need. Should you need assistance in forensics, I too am your man. With the assistance of Dr. von Helsing, we will gladly lend our forensic services should you ever need them. I also have several rooms at your disposal for interrogation purposes. Any of my orderlies would be happy to help you in restraining your culprits should you need the assistance. Good hunting, knights, and welcome to Her Majesty's Secret Service, for Queen and country. And thus ends your tour of the Athenaeum of the Knights of Victoria. So at this point, you'll have some time to kind of mingle with the crowd, speak to anyone that you would want to speak with, perhaps introduce yourself to your new companions that you'll be spending most of your time with. So I turn it over to you at this point.
G'day, everybody. Pleasure to meet you all. My name's Bendigo Jack. You can just call me Jack. Or you can call me Bendigo. You can call me Bloke. I'm not really too picky. It's rather exciting, don't you think?
It's a talkative bunch.
Almost.
Am I on mute? I'm on mute, aren't I?
No. We just don't know what to say. Somebody go next.
Well, don't be shy.
When are we going to eat? Is there a dinner involved in this night? I mean, there are all these celebrations. When's dinner?
There's hors d'oeuvres, but no full dinner. Now you would be aware probably of a tavern nearby that you could probably retire to. Festivities are winding down, and everybody is just mingling, and some are leaving. It is rather late. It's probably about 1 o'clock in the morning at this point.
Well, my name's Henry Hart. It's nice to meet you all. I'm getting a little bit tired. I'd say, why don't we retire to the tavern, get a little something to eat, get a drink? What do you say?
Aye.
I'm always up for a drink.
Oh yeah, I could do a beer or four.
Okay. Well, let's go get a pint.
All right, so you guys head up the stairs and back out onto the streets of London. It's very late, but there certainly is a tavern open down the street. And whoever wants to come up with the name of our little potential hangout, by all means, I encourage you to come up with something clever.
Don't even try it. Andy.
Hey, you got something, Andy?
No, I don't have anything.
I think Kurt was thinking that he was going to say the Wounded Minnow.
Of course I could. Like ready for that to come in.
Well, sure. The Wounded Minnow would be fine. I'm trying to stay away from unicorn stuff, so.
Yeah, I was expecting you.
All right, the Wounded Minnow it is. The Wounded Minnow is just a mom and pop tavern that stays open until about daybreak for the most part. So it's definitely a place, one of the only places near Parliament that stays open this late. So the lights are on. There seems to be a little raucous crowd gathered inside. You can hear music playing from the street.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I need to sit down. I point to a table over there and limp over to the table and have a seat and sort of prop my leg up a little bit. Festivities have taken their toll on my body. And if one of you wouldn't mind grabbing me a pint, I would appreciate
Well, mate, you have a preference?
it. Yes, I'll have the
Stinky knee.
The what? Stinky knee?
stinky knee it is.
Right. Anybody else want anything?
Rum for me, shipmate.
Yep, right. You all have names? I mean, I could just call you colleagues, I suppose, but
Father Mapple.
nice to meet you, Mapple. What, should I call you Father?
Sure. Father's
Right.
fine.
All right, Dad. Rum for you. You, the bearded one. What do you call yourself?
Hieronymus, and you will find that I will not have anything to drink.
Right. What about you, Sheila's?
My name is Moira, and I will get my own whiskey, but thank you though.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Ma'am?
I'll help you carry. I'm gonna have a half pint of brown.
Well, let's go to the bar. And
Rum? Did you say a half pint of rum?
Brown. Of a porter.
I was gonna say, a drink.
right, well, I'll be right back.
What can I do for you, mate?
Oh, I'm going to need a bunch of drinks over here at this table. The one with the gentleman who's got his foot propped up. We need some rum. We'll have a stinky knee. You know what? Make it 2 of them. Sounds pretty interesting. The big bearded bloke. I didn't drink. Seems kind of boring, but we'll see.
Actually, he's not the bearded bloke. He's the robot.
Oh, okay.
Hence why I can't drink.
Yeah, the robot's not having anything. That lady over there is going to order her own drink. And this lady here had like a pint of brown.
The bartender says, the clockwork fella over there. You know, most places around these parts don't really welcome him, but you know what? I might have something for him. Just hold on a sec. He goes to the back, comes back out, and he's got a can of oil. Slides that over to you. And then he mixes up the rest of the drinks, pours the beer, and offers to carry it back over to the table with you.
Thanks, mate.
Are you taking the piss?
What,
Sorry?
me?
Yeah, you.
I'm not taking no piss. I'm trying to be friendly to the clockwork fella here.
Right?
Oh, you'll drink it, right?
I will, sir. Thank you very much.
It's on the house. Welcome, all of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The oil's on the house, not the drinks. You still got to pay for that.
I thought we were big here around here now. So what does this mean? Does anybody know exactly what are we supposed to are we sleeping here at this place? Do you know what the whole situation? Can we go back to our homes at night? I
Yeah.
didn't think of the orientation I missed.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can head back to whatever abode that you have. You have your own homes or places where you stay here within London that would have been set up during the process of your training over the last year.
Yeah.
So you have a humble abode in which you can stay, or if you were from London originally, that your longtime home, could still be your base of operations. As far as reporting for duty, you would be reporting for duty tomorrow, since this is a rather late night. They're expecting you to come in around 10 a.m.
Got it. So where were you all born? Where are you all from?
Nantucket, United States.
Yes, I know where Nantucket is.
Closer to Ireland.
You were born robot?
Yes. Long story there. And please do not call me robot, for I am Marquis Warwick Axel Hieronymus.
Okay, Marquis Hieronymus.
But robot's shorter, mate.
Call me Hieronymus.
Okay, Mr. Marquis.
All right, Ronnie. I'm from Down Under, if you haven't figured it out yet. I was born in, it's part of my name, Bendigo. It's a little town in Victoria. Kind of neat that, Knights of Victoria, from Victoria, kind of seem like perhaps it's fate. Yeah.
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 And the rest of yous, are you from around here?
I was born in Scotland. That's my home, but I travel the world so much. I don't spend a whole lot of time in Scotland. I have a place here in London, so, but that's where I was born. I'm not doing the accent, sorry. I gotta try that.
You should try.
No.
I was born up north, but grew up on the streets of London.
Me, I was born in Canterbury, but my parents, we quickly left for the New World, for the colonies, and grew up in New York, and then back to England again.
I don't know, Henry. You don't seem happy to be back.
It's a little cold here. I don't like the rain. Doesn't do well with my bones. But I didn't like New York either, so I don't really like anywhere, actually.
But you've been all over. Is there nowhere that you liked?
No,
Uh,
not myself particularly happy anywhere, to tell you the truth. But this is the best of it. I live in a church, happy with God, supposedly, if there is one.
Aye, there is.
Yeah, of course, that's what you would say.
The limp. Where'd you get it?
Where did I get the line?
The limp.
From a fish. Big one. Took my leg off. More like a shark. But, all the time. You look like you spent some time on the sea yourself. Is that true?
The story of the fish sounds familiar to me.
Nantucket, that's a
Seen
whale.
many things.
Were you a whaler?
Yes, and now
Mike, since it sounds a little familiar to you, roll a common knowledge.
okay. Remind me how to do that.
Okay. So if you look on your sheet, you'll see common knowledge should be, I think, the second one down.
Okay, and
And
I've
then
got a
it's
4 for that.
got a 4 for that. Okay, so you'll roll a D4.
Okay, I got a 4.
Okay, well, that's good. And your target number is a 4. And actually, you can also roll a D6 as well, because all of you, anytime you make any roll, whatever your skill rank is, you're going to roll that die. Plus, you're going to roll a D6 on top of that. Okay, so roll a D6 as well.
Okay. Got a 3.
Okay, so you take the higher of the two. So in this case, it was the 4.
Okay.
So you succeed.
All right.
Okay. And once you hear about the shark and the loss of the leg, pieces of the puzzle begin to kind of fall together. And this guy, Henry Hart, his reputation kind of precedes him. He's very well known among the circles of London and the elite within London, most specifically the Royal Society of London. He's quite a storyteller and has been known to regale members of the Royal Society of London with his tales of the sea.
So I just that the role is just to recognize.
Yep.
Who he was.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hart, you're the adventurer Hart.
Yes, that is me.
I would expect a heartier tale of your leg.
Well, I'm a little tired tonight, but I will tell you the tale of my leg.
So, like a large.
Probably not too, and not too. Just
Did you anger the shark?
no, the shark angered me.
He took my leg. That'd make anybody angry.
Where were you that you would be in such close contact with a fish of that magnitude?
Well, I limp, but I do have a leg. Just to let you know. It's not one of those stereotypical stories about a captain without a leg.
Of course you do.
No, I have my leg. It was badly injured, and it has mechanical pieces attached to it to allow me to still to walk, but it's still my leg. Yes, we lost one of our sailors. He jumped over he fell off the side of the ship. It was some large shark. It was something that we'd never seen before. Some even said it was some sort of combination of whale and shark. It attacked our ship. Never seen anything like it. And one of my good friends fell over the side of the boat, and I jumped into the water to save him. And it was that moment that the shark attacked me, grabbed onto my leg, and I went in with a harpoon and I jabbed the harpoon into the shark's eye. Managed to get it deep into the eye and just jerked it around while it had holding my leg. I pushed it further until I felt something softer, and then I twisted it while the waves were rolling around us. My friend almost drowned, and he was trying to help me, but he was having trouble even staying afloat. The shark went down, but I managed to let go of my leg, but I sustained some injuries, and deep to this day, it still feels the pain in my leg. And but I managed to save my friend, and we saved the ship. We still don't know what that shark was.
The Almighty works in mysterious ways. It's nice to see.
Not of the Almighty.
A harpoon.
Some other Almighty, some other deep Almighty deep in the ocean. There are things you haven't dreamt of down there, and things you haven't seen.
Oh, I'm not so sure, lad.
I am sure.
But thank you for the drink.
Many men, and mainly men, have sailed around the world, and few have seen the things that live in the depths of the ocean.
Great story, mate.
And you, Mark, I don't want to say robot.
Just called me Hieronymus.
Hieronymus. Your story, your tale. Regale it.
You would probably not believe it, given that I am a robot, or now in this robot body. It would be even further fetched than the fish story we just heard from the gentleman here.
Try us. Give us just a small taste of so foreign an experience.
I was once born of this land. I had a mother and a father. I then had a falling out with my brother. He and I battled, and I almost died, and I was saved.
These family members are also robots like you.
No, I was once human. And I was shoved into this metal can, and to be saved. As a result, I fled this land and went to your America. There I have been hiding away from this country, away from any relatives that I have left, but still searching for my brother. For it is my mission to kill my brother.
So your whole existence is revenge?
For my brother, yes.
Was it
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, was it so bad what he did? Why did you fight him?
He destroyed me. He destroyed my life. He destroyed my family. He killed my parents. For me, they were the existence. My family was everything. And yet I am now nothing because I am in this robotic form.
I can understand that.
But yet
So-
none of you are in a robotic form.
So if you find him and you get your revenge, what then?
I still have a debt that I must pay. A debt to my mentor. And I'll leave it at that for right now.
Sorry to hear that, mate. That's tough.
I will seek it. I will seek that revenge and have it. For he is going to perish at my hand.
Mr. Marquis, you do know that typically revenge doesn't bring you happiness.
For I am no longer a happy person. I can never be the man I once was. I am stuck in this form.
Not such a bad form. It's kind of shiny.
You try living as a robot, as a clockwork man. I once held audiences with kings and queens of Europe. Now I can barely walk into a establishment such as this.
Well, it sounds like we're not the happiest of companions, are we?
You, sir, just seem jagged and old.
As I am.
Well, we can continue to regale each other with tales as the night wears on, but eventually the drink and the dialogue begins to get the better of us, and probably it would be time to retire so that you can awake in the morning to attend your first day of duty as one of the Knights of Victoria. So if you all would like to retire for the night, we can reconvene then in the morning with Mr. Dawkins.
That is fine. I need to recharge my power unit.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you sleep, or I guess you just top off and go unconscious for a bit.
My internal component allows me to stay up for longer than average clockwork man, but I still need to shut down and recharge.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea. It was a pleasure meeting you all. I suppose I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to go hit the hay.
To the hammocks.
Well, good night, all. Until tomorrow.
All right, so you return to your individual abodes and bed for the night, awake the next day, and return to the Athenaeum for your first day of duty. Dawkins, as he had said, is located in the conference room to meet with you all for your first day. He is there and he says, "Good morning, everyone. Well, it looks like we're off to the races already. As you all well know, the Knights of Victoria have a very close relationship with the good men at Scotland Yard. When cases arrive that lean towards the supernatural, we are often called to duty to lead the investigation on such matters. It just so happens that a case has come to our attention this morning. From the look of things, your first investigation should be an open and shut case. We have a report that has come in regarding a human victim that has suffered from massive blood loss. It seems, by all accounts, to be a neonate vampire attack just across Westminster Bridge in Southwark. Attacks like these are unfortunately not uncommon. A new vampire is embraced, set loose upon the public to fend for itself, and it is our duty to round them up. We have a specialist in Scotland Yard that is our liaison in matters of the kindred, the official term for the vampires, an inspector by the name of Felix Underwood. Inspector Underwood has handled dozens of these cases, and he has contacted us for assistance in capturing this particular neonate. These young vampires are careless and typically easy to locate. However, the inspector has concluded that this is perhaps not a run-of-the-mill vampire, as some of the clues do not match up with the usual modus operandi. And he believes that there may be more than one culprit, which is rare in cases like this. Now, I would recommend stopping by the armory to acquire some silver bullets or for any firearms that you might be packing, and perhaps a wooden stake or two as an added precaution. A good stab in the heart can incapacitate any fledgling vampire, as I am sure you are aware. Best of luck, and I do ask that you check in when you have more information. You should find me in the senior minister's chambers upon your return." And then he stands and walks you to the door and shows you out, and he makes his way off into the Athenaeum.
We're off to the armory.
If that is your desire.
Have any of you ever dealt with vampires before?
Nope.
I don't know much about vampires.
This would be my first.
Huh.
Do we know that Van Helsing has dealt with vampires before? Is that common?
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't we go have a conversation with him before we go off hunting vampires? Would that be advisable?
Sure.
I vote for that.
So we all together walk down the hallway to Van Helsing's office, and we stand outside his office and knock on his door.
One moment, please. And you hear his wheelchair come up to the door, and he opens it for you. Ah, the new recruits. Ah, what a pleasure. Please do come in. How may I be of service to you this morning?
Well, we heard there's anyone? Go
Oh,
ahead.
no, Henry, go. Yeah, you're a good storyteller. Fill him in.
Tell stories. I just had a question.
Oh, yeah, all right, sorry.
Did you hear about the vampire activity, Van Helsing?
Yes, I have heard that perhaps there's a neonate that is running around and taking blood from his victims. It's not uncommon. This is the season for it.
Got any pointers? I don't think any of us have dealt with a vampire before.
None of you have dealt with a vampire yet. I find that hard to believe. Well, you shall be in for a treat. The rumors that you know of, I'm sure in your studies, are true. For a man that holds the love of God in his heart, a cross held towards one of these beings will keep them at bay. But if you do not believe in the cross that you are holding, or the item of holy knowledge that you hold in your hand, it will do nothing to the vampire. They only fear the faith that resides inside of you. You understand?
Is it only the Christian religion that repels them?
No. Any religious items that you would hold in your hands that you firmly believe in is enough to drive them back. Say the Jewish cross, if you are Jewish, that would be effective against the vampire. But you must believe. A wooden stake to the heart, only to the heart, will incapacitate the vampire. It will not kill it, but it will incapacitate it long enough for you to take its head. And the removal of the head will eliminate the vampire. Sunlight, of course, is another, but you only have a certain amount of hours to be able to utilize that, and most of the time you will not see a vampire that will be visible during the daylight hours. Silver. Once again, a cold shot to the heart, or to the brain in this case, will eliminate the vampire as well. Now, a single shot, perhaps maybe not enough, but it will damage the vampire enough with one of those shots. Holy water, again, if you believe that it holds power, then it will hold enough power to burn him. So these are many of the ways that a vampire can be destroyed.
You don't have to fucking believe in a silver bullet, do you?
No, you do not. It will do its job.
Good.
So will the wooden stake. For those of you that are non-believers.
Shipmates, I have faith for us all.
So is there anything
Well, all right.
else that I might be able to assist you with?
Well, it seems like this one isn't like the rest of them. If we find out a little bit more information, you don't mind if we come back and bother you with it, right?
My library is yours.
All right. Well, I reckon I might stop by the armory before we head out. Anybody want to come with?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head down to the armory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. With you being junior members, At this point, you would be, allowed access, to basic weaponry at this time. Anything, very advanced would, require quite a bit of paperwork to fill out. And since it is daylight hours right now, you probably wouldn't necessarily need anything of any great power, but perhaps just something to take along with you if you happen to be out a little bit later might, be advisable. There are plenty of wooden stakes to choose from. If you should so desire to take one or two of those, you are welcome to them. And a wooden stake does strength plus a d4 in damage. The reliquary has crosses that you can check out if you don't have your own, or any other religious implements that that you feel like your character would have faith in.
I think
Yeah,
I'd like
go
to
ahead.
put some holy water.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my ironclad Bible, but I don't have anything more mobile or like that. So a couple of vials of holy water from the reliquary.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. That will be located there as well. They have a basin just right inside the front entrance to the reliquary that they refill on a weekly basis.
And it's easy to tell that from the drinking fountain.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a large marble pedestal that has a bowl on top of it, very easily recognizable.
Do they have any guns we can check out? Or do we need to have already acquired one of those and just pick up bullets?
Yeah, you would have need to have acquired something, and then we can just load them with silver bullets, yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to get some silver bullets because I have a Colt Peacemaker, but it only holds 6 shots. So I think can I get 12 shots?
Sure, yeah.
Take some extras.
Yep.
And then I happen to have with me a Tibetan holy book that has great significance to me. So maybe that'll help.
Yeah, that very well might.
Guess we can try.
And as you guys are kind of loading up, Savage comes into the armory to drop off some equipment. And he spots you all kind of sorting through stuff, and he's like, "Hey, you guys on a mission already? What's the deal? What are you guys doing?"
Vampires.
My favorite. Oh, what do you got?
I have a good book, some holy water. We have stakes, silver bullets. Is there anything else you can think of? I don't think any of us have done this before.
You've never fought a vampire before? Oh, come here. I gotta show you something. Okay, so he leads you back to R&D, and he pulls out this long gun-looking thing, but it's extremely lightweight. It seems to be made out of like maybe aluminum, brass, maybe here and there, but mostly aluminum. So it's a really lightweight thing, and it has like this big tank on the front of it. He said, "You got some holy water, right?
Okay, here.
Here, take this. Pour that in here." He unscrews the tank that's in there. Pour that right in here. All right. This is what I call Savage's Super Soaker. Here you go. You just point and shoot, and you spray the vampire with it, and it'll just catch on fire. It's the coolest thing. And the walrus is working on something too. It's a bit of a prototype, so I can't guarantee it's going to work 100% of the time. But this little baby, he pulls out what looks like a shotgun, and it also has kind of a tank on it as well. But this is one that is kind of humming just gently. You can just hear just this little hum coming out of it. And he says, this one is the walrus's ultraviolet shotgun. And he points and pulls the trigger away from you guys, and it sends out this bright, super bright blue flash of light that comes out of it. Now, he says it takes about 6 seconds for this thing to charge up after you shoot it. So you can't shoot, repetitively. You got to wait for it to charge up. But this thing will burn those creatures alive. So don't tell them I gave this to you, but I really want to see whether or not this thing is going to work out in the field. So who wants it? All right. Bendigo.
Yeah. Did anybody else want to crack at this first? Or? Right. I didn't mean to like jump the line, but
No.
oh, great. Yeah. Don't worry. I'll be trying this out. And I'll let you know.
Wait a second. Since I shot it, let me put a new battery on that thing. And he unscrews the base and then puts a new battery in there. That'll be good for 6 shots. Okay.
Right.
And it does 2d6 of UV light damage to vampires. And it shoots 1 shot per round and takes 1 round to regenerate. And then on the Super Soaker mic, the holy water does 2d6 damage to vampires.
Okay.
While we're in the R&D lab, I'm going to ask if I can pick up some odds and ends that I see. Some mirrors, some refraction devices, some reflection tools to try to maximize the amount of time we have with any daylight at whatever angle to focus into a beam. I think I can string something up together.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you take what you need and just kind of make a list of items there on your sheet, and I think we can probably work with that.
I also picked up 2 wooden stakes from the armory.
Okay.
Arm my staff with silver bullets.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yep. You sure may.
I've already got some silver shot loaded into my arm channels.
Okay. All right. Everybody feel like they're loaded up then?
Guys, I forgot to ask Van Helsing about garlic. Does anybody know if it actually works?
Oh, garlic.
Does it repel them?
Yes. Garlic will
does?
repel them as well, yes.
All right, great. Do we have a kitchen?
Yes. There you have a cafeteria.
Great. I'll go run to the cafeteria. Anybody need any cloves? Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a couple of extras. I run to the cafeteria, I get my boomerang out. Guys, I have a boomerang that I carry with me, and I rub it in garlic. I just coat that thing until it stinks, and then I shove a couple cloves in my pocket, and I run back. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I've got a couple extra cloves here if anybody wants any. I'm going to make you stink.
In an English kitchen?
Garlic in an English kitchen? Oh, this is a fancy kitchen, yeah. You should have seen some of the stuff they had.
Just boil it.
Yorkshire pudding for days. Yep. I saw one guy in there eating a full English breakfast. I thought, if I had that, I'd be sleeping for about an hour. I'll guarantee that when we get back, I'm having 2 of them.
All right, so once you guys have loaded up, you guys can head out. As he had stated, as Dawkins had stated, it's just across Westminster Bridge is where you're going to meet this Detective Felix Underwood. And I am sharing the screen right now so you can see him. So there's Underwood. And then I'll move you guys on the map to the location that you will be going to.
Ooh.
So there we are. The crime scene itself is located in a residential district off of Pierman and Emery Street. The area in question is a walled-off area to the north and south, encompassing a series of 6 houses that share a back alley for storage purposes. There are 4 bobbies positioned around the block maintaining crowd control. A murder has occurred, and the onlookers are excited to see any evidence of foul play. Inspector Underwood is waiting for them just inside, is waiting for you just inside the alley. So there's a bobby that's right here as you guys arrive. And he says, "You the blokes that they sent from the Knights of Victoria?"
Yep.
Right. Right, let me show you on back. Inspector Underwood's back there with the body right now. And then he walks you back into the alley. Underwood is right here. And he walks you guys, greets you, and then walks you down the alley as he speaks. So feel free to move yourselves if you so desire, close to this little sheet right in this area, right in here. Right, I understand you all are the new recruits. Well, come on then. I got a doozy for you. Hope you didn't eat breakfast. Might come up for a second go around. The body's been covered with a white sheet, and it's laying in between a set of crates and barrels. Underwood walks over to the body and uncovers it. And it is laying in a pool of blood. We got a white male, approximately 35 years of age. We're working on identifying him right now and canvassing for witnesses. Apart from the blood you see spilt around him, as best I can tell, he's been sucked dry. That's all I'm going to give you at this point. Let's see what you're made of, shall we? What you see. And for anyone that would like to make an investigation check, you can roll investigation. And that's whatever die it is that is on your sheet plus a d6.
I don't see investigation.
If you don't have investigation, then you don't have it.
I don't know what it's called. I'm just looking at them.
I don't have it.
What's that?
Does anybody have investigation? Because I don't have it.
Maybe we should have had it.
I do not have it.
Great investigators for the Knights.
Then you can roll smarts if you don't have it.
Who's our smart person?
Not me.
To roll on a note.
Not me either.
Tell me again what we roll for that.
So whatever the dice is on your sheet, plus a d6.
A d6. Okay.
And you'll take the higher of the two.
And I got both 5s.
Both 5s. Okay.
It's weird.
Anybody
I got
else
the
roll
5.
better?
A 3 and a 6.
Okay. Now the 6 was on your 6-sided die. I take it. Is that it was? Are your smarts and your is your smarts a 6?
My smarts is a 6. Yeah, so I just rolled it twice.
Okay. All right. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to designate one die
first.
As your actual smarts die, and then the other die as your what do they call it, Kurt?
I don't remember. I haven't read the rules recently.
Oh, your ace or something like that.
Yeah,
okay.
so
yeah.
The first die was my actual smarts. That's what I got a 3 on.
Okay. So your extra die then is the one you got the 6 on.
Yep.
So that one explodes. which means you get to roll it again.
Ooh. 1.
That's okay. You just add that to it. So you got a
okay.
7.
Oh, all right. Well, there we
Okay.
go. Cool.
So that's a good roll then for you. So, okay. So you see that the man has indeed been drained of blood. He is pallid and cold to the touch. He has 2 sets of wounds, 2 puncture marks on the neck and 2 in his upper thigh, just below the groin. Both of these are similar to wounds found on vampiric victims, according to, the reading that you have done. However, a vampire typically only has to feed from one location to slake their thirst. The second set of wounds suggest that he was bled by 2 attackers. Mixed with the blood near the wall of the building where he lays is a puddle of urine. He was likely attacked midstream and was taken by surprise, overpowered quickly as there seems to be little sign of a struggle.
So to test this theory, does he have his pants on still?
They are about halfway down. Yes, they're on, but not covering the privates.
So that confirms the theory.
Correct.
It's his urine then, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
It definitely has the smell of urine for sure.
So is there urine all over the place? So when he was attacked, is it like, it just went all over the place? Or area?
He might have just been in the process of zipping up.
So he was probably finishing, but not quite and long enough.
Yeah, just going through the triple shake.
Got it. Okay, thanks. Important. So were there any witnesses? Do we have witnesses?
Well, like I said, we're canvassing right now to see about any witnesses. Right now, we haven't turned anything up. Nobody seems to have seen anything.
All right. Well, thank you for your good work on this. We're going to talk amongst ourselves for a moment. We'll get back to you.
Right.
What do you think, team? I like to talk to with situations like this. I like to talk to people directly to find out what happened. See if anybody saw anything. What do you think? Should we split up? See who we can find?
Split up.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, mate. What are the buildings that are around here again? Is it a tavern or?
No, all just residential, all
Okay.
houses. The large building right here has a stable right here on the back.
Okay.
And I think Mr. Marquis, you can sit this one out. We'll take care of this.
I will stand here.
No offense.
Are there
Taken.
any other like footprints or things on like the edges of the rooftops there, or anything else that we might be able to notice?
Make a notice roll.
Okay. And that'll be the die that it is plus a 6-sided?
Yep.
I got a 1 on the regular die and then a 4 on the 6-sided.
Okay. Mike, you do notice, like, you've seen murder scenes before, okay? And typically, that usually there's like a back spray. If somebody is ripped apart or stabbed or what have you, there's usually going to be spray of blood, here or there. Now, in a case of a vampire bite like this, as far as your studies have gone, typically they will bite and then they will drink the blood that's there. So a lot of times they leave very little behind. Now, most vampires, when they do attack, often they don't bleed them dry unless they're extremely hungry or extremely inexperienced. Okay. in this instance, it rings pretty true to that, with maybe one little exception. You do see a spot of blood that is maybe about a half an inch long and maybe 3/8 of an inch wide. That is on the wall directly behind where the victim is located. And it's probably about 7 feet up. And it does not look to be a splatter.
So just kind of look more closely and.
Yeah, if you hop up on that crate that is right next to him there, you can get a better look at it.
Okay.
And then do me a favor and roll another notice now that you're up there.
A 3 is the highest.
3 is the highest? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't notice anything else, but what you do see is once you get right up on it, it's a fingerprint.
Mm.
Now you're having to kind of stretch and strain to kind of get a good look at it. So it's not like somebody jumped up onto this crate and then put their hand where it is. Like you have to really kind of pull yourself over to really get a good look at it, because it is like direct, like you're right here, right? It's like right in this area right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It appears there's a fingerprint or something in blood up here. Officer, did you happen to take note of that?
Well, color me impressed. I hadn't seen that. Good eye on you. That is unusual. Most of the vamps around these parts stick to the streets. Even a Nosferatu doesn't make his way climbing up the architecture. Yeah, look, right above you. About another 6 feet or so, there's another one.
So what do you get on the roof and figure it out? What you got up there? Who can climb up to a roof? Or
Hieronymus, how far can you throw? Someone about my size. Or maybe more a size.
Oh, Andy, you're muted.
I can't hear you, mate. Your robot voice cut out.
Charlie's got a really good arm too.
More side would be easier.
What?
Huh?
What would be easier?
Moras.
What?
Moras?
My what? Moira? My what?
our robot got enough rest last night.
Can you toss her or Charlie up on the roof, maybe?
Either one.
There he is.
Either one of you guys okay with that?
I don't want to jump up there.
Charlie?
I have object reading though, so I wonder if I can put my hands on the wall because I have to touch it and I can go back. I think it says 5 years. I don't need that. I just need, I don't know, a few hours maybe.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. So that's going to be
I don't have to throw anybody just yet. I don't know.
That should be under whatever your arcane knowledge, I think, is. Under skills.
You can also climb on my shoulders. Because I'm like 6'2".
I don't even know where it's at.
Yeah, let me see here.
It's under my power, but I don't know if it's because arcane background is an edge and an advance.
I gotta pull up your character sheet here. Give me just a second. Spellcasting.
Spellcasting. Okay. So I just roll whatever die I have that as.
And a 6.
And a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do the 6. Okay. That's weird. I got another 5 and a 3. A 5 and a 3.
Okay, so the 5 is a success, and then you'll have to spend some power points. I think you have 15, I believe, to start.
I don't have that written down, but
Yeah, that would be down at the bottom of your sheet, but I think you start with 15.
okay. So P means power points. That's
Yep.
how much we spend for object reading. It says 2, so I take away 2.
That is
what
correct.
You're saying? Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Make sure I get this. Okay. Okay.
All right, so you succeeded, and you kind of reverse time in your mind, and you kind of see what happens here in this area. You see the gentleman that is now lying dead at your feet stumble drunk into the alley and puts his hand up on the wall and begins to relieve himself. Dropping down behind him is a dark creature that slowly creeps up behind him and grabs hold and pulls him down and then bites his throat. While this is happening, another individual drops from the same rooftop that you are touching the wall of right now and descends upon the man as well. These two individuals, it's very dark in here because it happened probably round about the time that you guys were having your drinks at the Wounded Minnow. And so it's kind of hard to make out what they really look like. But what you do notice that is a little odd is that when they finish feeding on this man, they literally crawl up that wall and get onto the roof. So that's what you see from that vantage point.
So the crawling is unusual for the vampires that we
Yes. And the other unusual thing is they have 4 arms.
know.
Pretty unusual.
I think so.
Way to bury the lead on that one.
Yeah. Almost forgot that little detail.
And they have 4.
And they got 4 arms.
Big pointy teeth that can jump the spot.
I'm gonna walk around and see if there's anyone else to talk to.
Okay.
Now, I take it that we should. I'll do it on my own. I'll just head off.
Oh, and I've relayed all of what I saw to everybody. I didn't keep it to myself, so.
Kurt, I'll have you roll a notice.
Notice.
Mm-hmm.
I will roll a notice.
I'm gonna hang back, but I'm following Kurt.
Oh, you're not coming.
Keep an eye on the
You're
owner.
gonna ruin my ability to talk to people. They're gonna be too focused
won't
on
see
the
me.
robot.
They won't see me.
Andy, are you being sneaky?
People don't respond to your kind so well in these parts.
I'll be sneaky.
Okay.
Notice.
So, let's see here. Give me 1 second.
Did I need to roll stealth?
Stealth, yep.
In terms of notice, I got a 3.
Okay. That's your highest?
That's my highest.
Okay.
So
I'd like to do a notice too. I've got streetwise and I know the area.
Okay. Oh, you got streetwise?
Yep.
Is that a edge?
Oh, excuse me.
Is that an edge or
It is, but I just rolled 1 and a 1.
oh,
That's really bad.
that's a critical failure.
For honesty though, right?
Huh?
Points for honesty.
Yes. So a critical failure is just as it sounds. Let me figure out what we're going to do there. I'm going to go with Kurt's notice first. And then Andy, what did you get as far as your stealth roll?
A 4
A 4.
on a D6.
Okay. All right. So, Kurt, you don't notice.
Name's Henry.
I'm sorry, Henry. You don't notice Hieronymus following you.
This robot following me.
Well, he's
Yeah,
he's a sneaky robot.
I'm sneaky. Sneaky.
And you kind of are scouting the area, kind of looking around for anybody that might potentially have some information. Everybody is really pretty much just kind of looky-looing around, and most of them are kind of cutting up and kind of throwing jeers at the cops and so forth, and doesn't really seem like anybody is really seems to have any working knowledge of what had happened. They're really just there just for the entertainment value of it. Now, Charlie, as you come around the corner, you do spot a little urchin boy. And he kind of hunkered down just a little bit and kind of nervous and just kind of peeking around people like that. And that definitely draws your attention. So if you would like to speak to him, you may.
Sure. Oi. Chap.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh. And he runs. He just runs.
And I'll chase him, I guess.
Okay. Roll athletics.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Does he run in my direction?
No, he is running
Oh,
away from the alleys.
Oh, okay.
5 and a 6.
5 and a 6. Now the 6 was on your extra die.
Die or whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay. So you'll roll that one again.
4.
Okay, so you got a total of 10. So that is anytime you roll your normal target numbers, unless I tell you that there's a plus or a minus, you're almost always going to be looking for a 4 unless you're going against somebody's parry or somebody's toughness. Okay, so your typical target number is always a 4. For every 4 above that is considered a raise. So you got a 10. So that is a 4. That's 1 success with a raise. Okay. So extra success. So you very quickly and adeptly just zip over to this kid and grab him by the scruff of the neck with your robotic arm and just pick him right up off of the ground. What do you want with me, Mom?
You're not in trouble?
I don't know nothing.
Looks like you might know a little something.
No, I don't know nothing.
Look, I know what it's like growing up on the streets, and I know that you've seen a lot more than you let on. It's time to just let it out, and nobody will know you're the one who talked, but I need to hear it. You've seen somebody skulking around with 4 arms?
4 arms? No. It was a big dragon.
Tell me about this dragon.
He was gigantic, and he was red, and he had big, gigantic, pointy teeth, and he killed that man in the alley, ripped his head clean off.
When did you see this?
It was about 6 o'clock this morning.
How many dragons?
Just one. But he was huge.
All right.
Now,
Right.
with the roll that you got, the critical failure that you got,
Yeah.
this kid really sounds like he's telling the truth.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm going to have a very long chat with him. Thank you.
All right, so back to the crew in the alley. What are you guys doing?
I think I'd like to try to just shimmy up onto this roof in front of us and see what's up there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like
is-
to come with you if I can.
Yeah, is it? Can I reach like the edge of the roof where I can pull myself up?
If you stacked a couple of those barrels on top of that crate, potentially you might be able to get up there.
Okay, can I give that a shot?
Sure. Roll athletics.
Okay, so that's a this. I got a 9 on the regular roll and a 5 on the 6-sided.
Okay, so that's a success with a raise. So yeah, you're able to stack those up there and then just kind of shimmy right on up.
Okay.
And then Jack, you're wanting to go up there too?
Yeah, I have survival, and part of that is tracking. Would that be applicable?
Yeah.
To try and follow the fingerprints?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll that.
Do you want to? You're gonna probably want to get up there first because we know that they're going up on the roof at this point.
Can I just like give him a hand up?
Yep, you sure can, and that's going to be an assist. Then, let me see here.
Well, I need to roll athletics as well.
You will, but with him helping you, you might get a bonus to that. Give me 1 second here. Well, I'll look into that a little bit more. But if you, Mike, you're going to assist him. So right now, I'm just going to say you assist, and so that's going to give you a +2 to whatever you roll, Jack.
2 5s.
Okay.
And then the +2, I guess.
Yep.
So 7.
Okay. Yeah. So you're able to get up there with him. And then now if you want to roll on the tracking aspect of that.
Yeah.
And then Mike, if you want to roll a notice.
Okay.
So I had a 5 and a 4.
Yeah, I got a
for my
5.
survival, which is my tracking.
A 5 and a 3 for notice.
Okay. All right. So with those rolls, both of you guys, you kind of look around just a little bit. You do see a few more little fingerprint blood splotches that kind of dissipate as they go up the roof and down the other side. Okay. And they kind of just disappear at that point. But looking out over the street, just to see what you can see, on the far building across the street. Now this is kind of a two-way street, so there's like a little barricade in between, to kind of keep the carriages from going from one side of the street to the other. You see something too, kind of glistening strands that are hanging off of the building directly across from where you're standing right now.
Father, you seeing what I'm seeing across the way?
Aye.
Sunlight's just hitting it just right where you just see just a little glimmer coming off of it.
What's that look like to you?
Looks like they went that way. We need to get over there and check that out and get a little bit closer.
Let's go.
Is it? Can we just jump from rooftop?
No, it's too far. Definitely too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we just kind of go off the other side of this building without any sort of like hang down and drop down kind of thing?
It's a 2-story drop. There's a potential injury there waiting to happen.
I'll just
We need that robot.
go back the way we came and walk around.
Robots following us for some unknown reason.
All right, so you guys plop back down into the alley.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. And then once you get down there, Henry, Hieronymus, Charlie, what are you guys doing?
Not much. We're watching Charlie talked to this kid about the dragon thing.
And right around
She's on
about
the other
that-
side of the building, though.
Oh, I thought we were in the same place.
She chased him down somewhere.
Oh,
I don't know
Yeah,
how far
she's
she-
on the other side of the building.
Well, I guess I didn't see anyone, so I'm heading back to the group. Henry's heading back to the group because he didn't find anything, so he's heading back to the group to see what's going on with them.
All right. Well, you see Father Mapple and Bendigo Jack coming out of the alley at this time, kind of heading towards the opposite side of the street, just opposite of the building that you're standing in front of.
All right, I'll go over there with them then.
And Moira, you would have seen them come back down.
Yep.
And Hieronymus, they'd be walking past you.
Yeah.
Am I still off listening to pork pies, or do I head back and?
You can be heading back as they're maybe coming out onto the street with the pertinent information that you have.
So it looks like whatever those were or are, there's something across the street that I think we should take a look at.
Right.
Oh, let's go. Let's do it.
All right,
Okay.
let's go.
All right. So you head across the street. And again, this is kind of another walled-in area that's similar to where you just came from. And it does have some back alleys there as well. Fortunately, there's a ladder there that leads up to kind of a lower roof on the backside of one of those buildings. So you should be able to get up there without too much of a problem. Pick the ladder up and then put it up to the top, so you can see, what these things are that are hanging off of the front of the building. Once you mount the roof and get to the opposite side, you look over the edge, and there are two probably maybe half-inch long strands of what appear to be some sort of kind of very strong, kind of thick, silk-like strands that are just dangling off the edge, and they're very sticky.
I'll just kind of like reach down and grab one to kind of hold it up and take a look at it.
Mm-hmm. Anybody have science?
Weird science.
Weird science won't do it.
Everybody's got that, right?
Yeah, I got weird science.
Nope.
All right, then.
I can take some back to the lab.
Yeah, you could do that. So just roll smarts.
I got a 2, and then I did get a 6 on the side.
So roll your 6 again.
A 1.
Okay, so you're 7. So that is just a single success. Looking at this, feeling the texture of it, I mean, it's very lightweight to the touch, almost like gossamer. But the texture of it, you get it on your hand and you have to pull it off with the other hand, and then it sticks to that hand. I mean, it's very sticky. Yeah. And the feeling that you get in trying to shake it off is the same feeling that you would get had you walked through cobwebs. But it's that thick.
Okay, so I kind of work my way back down the ladder one-handed and to the crew, and what do you make of this, shipmates? It's somebody, robot man, Hieronymus, take me. Can you just grab that? Can you just
No, I will not.
relieve me? Just
Just a future notice. Not generally
pull
a
it
good idea to touch slimy, sticky things that you don't know what they are.
here. This
That is all you.
gotta be.
I'll help you out, mate. Come here.
Blast.
Go wash your hands. Go wash your hands. Come on.
Now they're both stuck together.
I got this. I got this.
Bendigo Jack, I need you to roll smarts.
Obviously, it's not very high.
2 5s.
2 5s. Okay. Yeah, you're all right. You're able to keep your composure together, but as soon as you touch that, you're like, oh, it's a fucking spider. It's a spider web. Spider web.
I'm sorry, mate. This feels like a spider to me. From where I'm at, every single spider is the deadliest in the world and wants to kill you. So I reckon we are dealing with something that's probably pretty dangerous. I'm sorry, Henry.
We're just going to stop here and we're going to all go back to the base. What is it called? What's our base called? It's not called the base.
The Athenium.
We're going to go back to the Athenium and we're going to get that carefully removed from your hands before it spreads anywhere else.
When he shook it, it came off.
Oh, never mind.
So it did come off. So you don't have to worry about that part of it anyway.
I have a mechanical arm, so I don't mind trying to gather it up and stuff it into the little lined pocket.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you get that, no problem.
All right. I could have done that.
Thanks, Charlie.
It was nice to watch everybody else struggle with it. Enjoyable.
Appreciate it, Charlie. Thanks, Hieronymus. Way to step up. Do you even feel things?
Not in my
Just like
present form.
shame.
Like shame.
I believe we need to go back and analyze the webbing, but these are not vampires that we are tracking.
They're spider people.
Well, maybe we should look and see if there's more and there's a trail that we could follow. And then maybe simultaneously we should take some of it back to the lab to have it analyzed.
Maybe we could get some more information from the scientists.
Yes.
So we're going to split up?
No, let's follow the trail together. Let's see if there is a trail. If there's more of this substance in other places that we could find.
Oh, I can try to track it again.
Sure.
Let's stay on that trail, see if there's more.
I can get on the roof and use my far sight.
Oh, what's that?
It allows me to see far distances.
Is he talking slow? Are you talking slow?
No.
Okay.
He's a robot. Of course he's talking slow.
It's very fitting for whatever is going on with your microphone is very fitting for your robot voice.
Excellent.
All right, so you want to give that a shot, both Jack and Hieronymus?
Yeah, I rolled a 5 and a 2.
Okay. All right, so
Okay.
5. All right, Andy, and you're gonna roll under whatever your magic, quote unquote, magical power is, and for you,
It's a 2.
let's see here.
The PP is a 2.
That's how many points you're gonna spend.
Okay.
And you'll be doing that under weird science.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So that's a 8 side plus a 6. Let's see. High is an 8.
Oh, so you got an 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so roll the 8 again.
7.
Okay, so you got 15. So that is for several raises, plenty of raises. All right, so you are able to kind of scan around the area, and you spot another series of webbing from one rooftop to another, to another, to another. And eventually, if you follow that, which I assume both of you guys probably will, Jack, you with your role, you can certainly assist in this as well. We'll end up probably about 6 blocks away and drop down into an area that has a well. And it seems like that's where the trail ends, is at a well. And since it is 11 o'clock, we can probably leave it right there with you guys standing around a well looking down into a deep, deep, dark, dank pit.
Chink.
And then we'll pick up there in 2 weeks.
It's fucking spiders.
If this whole thing's about spiders, I can't come back. I quit.
All right, guys. I think that's it for tonight.
All right.
Okay.
And
Good night, everybody.
we'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Good night.
Are we doing this?
All right.
Thanks.
See you in 2.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.